AHARS is looking much better, showing me in a climb. Right wing is very slightly heavy, definitely tolerable. Beautifully designed plane, wonderfully put together. You got a real winner here. But it is a beautiful day up here. Ground experimental 112 Delta Romeo.
Experimental 112 Delta Romeo, Bone Ground.
112 Delta Romeo, taxi from the hangars for departure, straight out.
Experimental 2 Delta Romeo, runway 22 taxi via taxiway Bravo Alpha, wind 250 at 4, altimeter is 3001.
3001, Bravo Alpha for 22 Delta Romeo. Golden Tower 112 Delta Romeo, ready for departure 04, straight out.
Alright, 112 Delta Romeo, Golden Tower, continue, hold short, runway 4.
Holding short, 04.
Alright, 112 Delta Romeo, you can proceed on course, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 220 for 112 Delta Romeo.
Helicopter 68 Foxtrot, port over the substation, advise when you start westbound.
Okay, 68 Foxtrot, report westbound from the sub.
Okay, we're lined up on 22. And a full pressure coming all the way up, full throttle. RPM 50-60 static, brake release. Little bit of right rudder, there we go, we're tracking. Airspeed's 36, rotate at 40. We're up at less than 500 feet.
Traffic.
Accelerate to VY. Got a little bit of trim. AHARS is looking much better, showing me in a climb. If I step on the ball moves away from my foot. I'm not going to do any other maneuvers until I'm outside of the Delta. But it is a beautiful day up here. Much better than what we had the other day. Right wing is very slightly heavy, definitely tolerable.
2 Delta Romeo, you're ready to contact 6 miles southwest of Bolton. Your altitude indicates 3,000 feet. Say your intentions.
Confirm 3,000 feet. I'll be maneuvering at this altitude all the way up through 7,500. We'll be staying inside your airspace, then returning back to Bolton.
Number 2 Delta Romeo, roger. State type aircraft.
Experimental is a Vans RV-12. Pretty smooth.
9 for 5,000, runway heading.
Thanks, Jet 804, Columbus departure, radar contact, Clemente 10,000.
10,000, exit to 804.
Number 289 Delta Alpha.
Yeah, that's where I got mine, 4,000. 0019 Delta Alpha. David, this is 2 Delta Romeo. How do you read?
Columbus approach, citation 207 Bravo Golf, checking in 1000, direct Gale, we have Yankee.
Number 2 Delta Romeo, this is ground, go ahead.
She's flying much better. AHRS is good, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing some maneuvers. I typically lose radio contact with you when I get too far away, though.
Okay, so AHRS you think is working correctly?
Affirm. She looks beautiful.
November 9th, that is good news. Thank you, sir. You're orbiting in the area, altitude indicates 4,800, correction, 3,800 feet.
Hey, 9 Delta Alpha, got him on the screen. I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, that's also, is the wing any lighter, the right wing?
Affirm. It's lighter. Still a touch heavy, but we're much, much closer.
I'll keep tweaking it. I think we'll get it eventually. Delta airspace, and you can contact the tower now. You have a good day.
Okay, we'll stay above it and over to tower for 1 Romeo, thanks. I wish they had a windsock.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, we definitely got to come from the other way.
November 7 Bravo Golf, you're cleared for the visual approach. Runway 28 left, contact the tower now. Have a good day.
Clear visual 28 left, contact tower for 207 Bravo Golf.
I'm getting an indication to trim down. Okay, when she stalls, she still brakes a little bit to the right, but not bad. That was a pretty aggressive stall there, by the way.
It's got to be to north a little bit, because 70's way over there.
Yeah, it's a little bit north. I will say one of the things that is different about your plane is that I forget to change the flaps. I've got a big Johnson bar on my right elbow, and I think I have subconsciously learned to check flaps by feeling them and just bumping it with my elbow, and I know what my flap position is, and I don't have that cue here. So there were a couple of places where I had the flaps at half. It was during that initial climb up to 3,000 feet. Luckily I didn't exceed anything this time. Coolant temperatures have always been quite low. You may actually need to put some baffle in front of your radiator because it never climbed into the green as far as I recall seeing. We're making 13 amps, but when I transmit, I think the battery actually is sourcing some of that. I'm going to keep an eye on this, on that amp meter the next time I get the mic in a minute. Yeah, I'm at 3,000 feet, coming up on pattern altitude. Let's pivot on around. Whee! Oh, that's nice. I'm not even looking up. I've got my eyes way outside, and I can feel it in my stick, and now I can hear it in the AOA. Beautifully designed plane. Wonderfully put together. You got a real winner here.
Okay,
County Experimental 2 Delta Romeo, downwind for 23, full stop and go at Fayette. Heat is no longer needed, so that goes back in. We've got 3 green and a couple of intermittent yellows on the AOA. Pressure back to 11. Trim to 67. I think that's perfect. Just every now and then a chirp.
Fayette County, Cessna 5811 Romeo, we'll be in the pattern.
Flaps half. I've gotten pretty good at being able to time when to let go to make it go to half. Fayette County Experimental 2 Delta Romeo is left base for 23, stop and go. Is there another aircraft at Fayette holding short?
Yeah, we'll hold short, we'll wait on you.
I'll make it a very fast stop and go.
You're fine.
Is that Jerry?
No, this is Dan.
Y'all sound alike.
I'm not sure how to take that.
It was a compliment.
Thank you. County traffic 112 Echo Romeo is 10 miles to the west. We have an interstate
All right, I'm rolling out onto final. I'm a little, nope, I'm right on glide slope. I got 69 knots. I'm gonna bring the power all the way back. Full flaps.
County traffic Cessna 5811 Romeo, turning left downwind, runway 23, with Fayette County.
58, we're starting to get a little AOA chirp. Add some power to arrest descent. Just kind of fly that right on. Add a little bit of power. Oops. Add a lot of power. There we go. Not a stabilized approach. All right, that was a stop, or that was a short field, so you ought to be able to see what that was by measuring off of your camera angles. Flaps to half, power to full, brake release. Rudder authority is good. Nose comes off. And then you literally just pitch down to fly it off.
Fayette County, Cessna 5811 Romeo, turning left base, runway 23, Fayette County.
Fayette County 2 Delta Romeo departure leg will make a wide and long pattern to allow the Archer to get out. It was a little aggressive.
5811 Romeo, turning left base, runway 23.
It was a little bit of an aggressive braking. I did not get the nose tire all the way down before I applied brakes, so there was a little bounce there. It did not feel bad, but it was poor form.
Union County traffic 112 Echo Romeo, 4 miles to the west. We'll be entering straight on page for 27, Union County.
Well, there's 2,000 feet easy. Dump the flaps. 90 knots at 26 inches. I'll really accelerate if I leave it there.
Fayette County 11 Romeo, final runway 23, Fayette County.
Fayette County 2 Delta Romeo is left crosswind to left downwind, looking for the Archer.
Fayette County traffic 1 Delta Romeo is downwind, will be departing today.
Oh, there he is. I see him on the fish finder. Very nice.
Fayette County, Cessna 5811 Romeo, we're pulling off to the run-up pad, clear of the runway. Fayette County.
Fayette County traffic, Cherokee 5853, form all on final, runway 23, Fayette County.
Got a nice visual on the Cherokee. He's right over the ethanol refinery plant. And I can see his diamond on the primary flight display as well as his representation on the map. Flaps come to half.
Fayette County traffic, Cherokee 5853, inform 2 mile final, runway 23, Fayette County.
Cessna in the run-up, say intentions.
Holding.
Do you want to go in between me and the Archer?
5811 Romeo, yes, we'll do that.
Okay, I'll extend for another minute or so. By the way, this is 2 Delta Romeo at Fayette. I do have a tendency to crab in towards the extended center line.
70 grass.
So now it looks like I'm doing a much better extended downwind. Fayette traffic 2 Delta Romeo is turning a very long downwind to base for 23, touch stop and go.
Fayette County traffic, Cessna 5811 Romeo, on runway holding in position.
Fayette County traffic, Cherokee 5853, inform more on the go.
Fayette County 5811 Romeo taking off runway 23.
Southbound. Fayette County traffic, Cherokee 5853, uniform, departing the pattern to the west.
Fayette traffic 2 Delta Romeo is 2 mile final for full stop and go. 23 will be departing the pattern to the east. Okay, 2 reds, 2 whites, speed is 77, top of the white arc. Let's start bleeding the power back, keeping the nose down. With the nose down, I do have to put a little bit of left rudder in. I thought at first that I was crabbing, but
Fayette County traffic, 75811 Romeo, turning left downwind, runway 23.
the winds aloft indicator says that it is right down the nose at 12 knots. So it's not that I'm crabbing, but I do need some left foot on a nose down. All right, slightly low at 3 reds. We'll trim, start bringing our speed back and trade off speed for some altitude. There we go, we're back on 2 red, 2 white. It is definitely a summer Ohio, or sunny Ohio day. I'm getting a lot of bit of bumps around now that we've got some thermals to work with. 1.3 VSO, because I just heard a couple of chirps. 63 knots is what it says.
Union County traffic.
Just about 15 inches.
Papa 7 to the west, inbound landing.
There we go. I'm flying in ground effect. Stall warning horn is going off. I'm just holding it, just holding it, just holding it, and then cut the power. Boom. That was fun. And yes, I got your text that it does look like I'm having way too much fun, and you are absolutely right. This bird is a joy to fly, sir. Can't wait until you and I can get together on it. Flaps coming up to half. Power full, and roll.
Fayette County traffic, 5811 Romeo, turning left base, runway 23, Fayette County.
Positive rate of climb. Running out of runway, flaps come up. Other up, David. There you go. Have to trim when you change your flaps in this kind of power. Fayette County 2 Delta Romeo, departure leg 23. We'll be departing the pattern to the east. Fayette County.
Turning a left downwind, 27 Union County, full stop.
Fayette County, 11 Romeo, final runway 23, Fayette County.
Union County traffic calling 9 is 5 miles to the east, touch and go runway 27.
Galleon traffic, 69 or 68 here is 6 to the left downwind, 23 Galleon.
Trying to figure out how I can type in TZR. Bolton Tower, experimental 112, Delta Romeo.
Experimental 112 Delta Romeo, Bolton Tower.
Delta Romeo is 7 southwest, full stop landing.
Experimental 2 Delta Romeo, port midfield right downwind to runway 22, wind 250 at 9, altimeter is 3000.
300, right, midfield downwind for 2242 Delta Romeo. 2 Delta Romeo, downwind for 22.
Experimental 2 Delta Romeo, runway 22, clear to land.
Clear to land. Clear to land for 2 Delta Romeo. Autopilot off, flight director off. Flaps half. Power is about 9. That's my altitude alert. Let's see. I'm going to put it down on the 1,000-foot markers. Full flaps. 500. 500. Wind is 18 knots at 240 up here. So we're going to deliberately get under the glide slope and then modulate with power. $500 to go. And I didn't yank.
Experimental 2 Delta Romeo, turn right Alpha 3, taxi to parking B, taxiway Alpha Charlie to the ramp, monitor ground 120.8.
Alpha 3, Alpha Charlie, ramp, monitor ground 2 Delta Romeo.
Full Tower Helicopter 27 Bravo Sierra at the T hangars, like to reposition the grass for hover work.
Helicopter 27 Bravo Sierra, you can proceed, the wind 24012, altitude is 2999.
2999 as requested, 27 Bravo Sierra.